Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another Sunday video. So we're gonna go a little bit like off ground, just a bit like freestyle and chill out kind of way. So every Sunday, like if you have any questions, just put it there. So the next video I can do that. But since we don't have any questions, so for this video we can make it a little bit more like personal. So I was thinking maybe I can share a few things that I want to do in life. It can be a purpose, a missions, or a goal or dream that I want to do. Yeah, maybe it's just like an opportunity for us to kind of get to know a little bit each other. And feel free to share yours as well. So I have a bunch of lists of things that I want to do. So I'm just gonna pick like what I think most relevant and most important for me, especially in this point of my life. So one is to live in a rural area and somewhere far from the city. In my life, I don't think I would want to live any other place aside from Cambodia. I think that I cannot find any other place that make me feel so much at home than being at home. But I wouldn't want to be living in the capital city, Phnom Penh. So I would want to just live in a rural area or somewhere very far and isolated, and that would be something I want to do. Especially in my retirement plan, I have thought about it for quite a long time that I want just to have a farm and just spend my, I don't know, it's like retirement life and just farming and just living there and just rest and chill out, just like that, just that simple. Second one is to live temporarily in a monastery, so maybe a month or a few weeks or 3 months, I don't know. Really depend. That is something I planned to do last year, but due to time constraint, because I have to move to Malaysia for a job, so I don't have really enough time to really do that. But I would want to do that like in a monastery, but not too sure if it's in Cambodia or somewhere else, because just trying to just like be there, but I'm not there to trying to learn about the religion or adopting some superstition. I would want to just have time to reconnect with myself and just connecting with the philosophy of Buddhism. And yeah, what would come to mind if I'm gonna do that? Probably like going to Nepal for that. In Kathmandu, there's like this monastery that I have always wanted to go. It's called Kopan Monastery. A friend suggested as well. Been to Nepal 3 times, but I've never seen the place. And hopefully the 4th or 5th time going to Nepal, I managed to have that kind of retreat that I've always wanted to be in a monastery. And Nepal, beautiful place as well, so I would never get bored. Third is to speak Spanish, to be able to speak Spanish and travel across Latin Americas. That is like my place to visit. Places like Mexico. I had a friend like inviting me for a wedding, expected it to be next year, but that is like before COVID, and now it's COVID, so I don't know. And it's really depend on my saving by then as well. And yeah, it's like Mexico, Peru, and some other places that I want to visit, especially Peru. I want to visit like Machu Picchu. That is like top of the list of the place that I want to visit. And yeah, and fourth one is to have a trip, like a historical kind of trip, like a Greek and Roman kind of history kind of thing. So what I want to do is to have like this arranged out, maybe it's in a form of pilgrimage or something, I'm not sure. But like flying to Turkey and going on the coastal area, and there's this place that people believe, and yeah, it's like that might be a place for the city of Troy, like the city of Troy, like thousands and thousands years back then, where the Greek and the Trojan War happened. That's what I want to do, and just visit that site. And then moving from there is going to Greece, moving to Greece and just to learn more about Greek history and all this old time, and then going to Italy to learn more about Roman stuff. So especially I want to visit some museums and see statues, especially like statue of like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius and a bunch of other individuals. So that is really my place to go. And yeah, another one is to read at least 3,000 books before I die. I'm so far. I'm not even. I think I've been reading like 200 to 300 books so far. I just started reading like 2 or 3 years ago. So very far from this. So I hope I live long enough to really read all this amount of books. But yeah, I feel like it's a good thing to do, just to keep myself learning throughout life. And next one is to be a parent. To be a parent, and to be a parent. I think that is something that interests me, because when I think if I go like 40 or 50 years from now, I don't want to see like what I do in my life is my biggest accomplishment per se. I want my kid to be the biggest accomplishment that I have. So that's why it kind of let me think that the only way to do that is to learn how to be a good parent. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of like outdated way of how we parent a kid, and that is something that I want to explore. I think it's a good skill. And since I'm interested in education, parenting is, to me, it's a big thing, because we are with our kid for, how can I say, since the first day of their life. And in a way, we are kind of like educator, teacher, mentor in a way, indirectly, but not many of us see that. And that is what I want to do, is to create a person that I feel very proud of, but not really putting pressure, but it's just like to help this person to be the best person this person can be, not like expecting, oh, you have to be a doctor, you have to be an engineer. No. All right. So the last three is kind of like the biggest things for me, because that is like kind of like life mission per se. So one is to challenge traditional educations. That was the reason that I started this channel in the first place, right? And also the reason that I work in where I work right now, because it's a education company that kind of like challenge a lot of traditional way of how we usually see education, and so on and so forth. So yeah, and that's just something that I want to do, and just moving forward and have some other thought on how to do that. And the second one of that is to have kind of like a retreat camp or retreat center for parents and children, to connect with each other, because I just see that in our generation, not even like my generation, but like the younger generation that's growing up, they have like this phone screen, and the parents giving them like iPad or iPhones like since they were young. So there little human interaction between one to another. It's just like interaction between screen to a person. So it kind of like it might affect, like, just an assumption, it might affect like the way we have our emotional intelligence, also empathy towards, like, I don't know, it's like the kids that they cannot grow up. They grow up not knowing what emotion is. So that's what I want to do, is just to create a space for parents to actually like be with each other, connect with each other, not have any phones and other technology, but just for them to learn about each other and just be authentic and real just in front of them. And that is a space for a kid can learn to be very mindful as well. I don't know how it's gonna go, but just a thought. And last one is to redefine happiness in a way, and also to help other people to be happy in their life. And that is in my thought for so long. And just a few years ago, I started to think that the best method that I'm thinking of doing that is to have this thing in mind, is ancient philosophy for modern living. So I see philosophy, like especially very, very old form of philosophy, help me a lot in making me like a better and happier person. So I would want to be able to share that, and kind of like use this ancient wisdom on how we're putting into our life in modern day to make our life better and happier. So that is what I want to do in life. There's more of this, but I think these are pretty much some of the things that I want to do so much, that I just think about what I want to do, this thing pop up. So yeah, so this is what I want to do. So what's yours? Like, what are the things that you want to do if money and time is not really a problem, right? If it's not a problem at all, if you don't have anything that limits you, what do you want to do? And I think it's good to have those thoughts in mind, of like those kind of dream, because in a way, at least we have a destination where we want to go, so that we don't go through life aimlessly and ended up going nowhere. So that's it of what I want to do. So yeah, so if you have any question for next week, just put it there down in the comment section, so maybe I can answer that next week in Sunday video. So thank you so much. Have I'll be posting this quite late, but enjoy the rest of the evening and have the best week next week. Thank you.